Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Sue.
Good. How are you? Yes, I am. So is he. I was a couple of weeks ago.
Hello, Paul. Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is going to be taken out by the time we actually do this, but I still feel the need to. Why are you doing that? Okay, don't leave it like that. Okay.
All right.
The question is, are you ready?
I am ready, sir.
Are you ready?
I'm like Freddie. I'm always ready.
You're always ready. You're like Freddie. You're always ready.
That's loud.
I really don't like that. People leaving it there, man. We gotta get started. Here it is, right here. I don't think it really matters. People in Zoom, it may. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning, folks. There. Oh wow, I hear myself. Not necessarily a good thing, but not necessarily a bad
That
thing.
is a good thing.
Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning, Ingrid and Nevada, and hello, Suzanne, and hello, Mike. Mike is our chef here, who is fixing
Yes.
breakfast every Sunday morning before we start here. So, for those of you that happen to be local when you watch this, if you're local next time around, yeah, they're serving breakfast. What time do you start serving breakfast, Mike?
9:15.
9:15. And what's on the menu? Okay, egg,
Various
sausage,
things.
waffles, berries, and he said whatever else he can come up with. So occasionally there may be prime rib. We don't know. We don't. Are you serious? Really? I'm trying to lose weight even as we speak. Yeah. How you doing over there, Jeremiah? Big thumbs up from
He's good.
Jeremiah.
He's good.
And how are you this morning, Daryl?
I'm good. And
You doing
you?
well? I don't know how much time do you have. You got time? I'm,
Not enough, I'm sure.
I'm doing well. Oh God. No, I'm doing good. I really am. I'm very I'm just getting over a cold, which is why I wasn't here last week. And still got a few of the, how some of the symptoms, some of the effects of it linger, but other than that, a little throat stuff, but I'm fine. I'm fine. And I think before we played that song again, you have to remind me, get a different drum beat. Um,
I will.
it is, yeah. Got to get a different beat. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Again, we want to say good morning to everyone. Hello, everyone in Zoom. I don't think we said hello to the folks in Zoom. We see that we've got Terry, and it's good to have Terry. Hope you don't mind me putting your business in the street, Terry. But Terry just had a surgery, and he's came through it just fine. And here
Good.
he is with us today
Excellent.
in Zoom. And I see that Yuda is with us this morning.
Good
Hey,
morning,
good,
Utah.
good to have you there, Terry. Yeah, and good
And
morning,
Terry.
Yuda. Yeah. So, Daryl, if you would like to get us started off with a prayer, we would be ever so grateful.
I will. O God, and the God of all names, and maker of the heavens, I entreat thee by thy name, to which he who is the dayspring of thy might, and the dawning place of thy power hath been manifested, through which every solid thing hath been made to flow, and every dead corpse hath been quickened, and every moving spirit confirmed. I entreat thee to enable me to rid myself of all attachments to anyone but thee, and to serve thy cause, and to wish what thou didst wish through the power of thy sovereignty, and to perform what is the good pleasure of thy will. I beseech thee, moreover, O my God, to ordain for me what will make me rich enough to dispense with anyone save thee. Thou seest me, O my God, with my face turned towards thee, and my hands clinging to the cord of thy grace. Send down then upon me thy mercy, and write down for me what thou hast written down for thy chosen ones. Powerful art thou to do what pleaseth thee. No God is there but thee, the ever forgiving, the all bountiful. And this is a prayer from Baha'u'llah.
I would like to say one thing. Thank you, Terry, first and foremost. But last week, in anticipation of my not being here, I actually sent out some messages to some of the regular folks that watch our program, our devotion on Facebook, and said, "Well, there will be no devotion." So I want to apologize for anyone who I sent that message to and found out no, they did have the regular devotional program last week, and I hear it was went off quite well.
It did. Thank you, Michael.
Yes, I'm very happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. So I have to apologize for being the disseminator of false information, of incorrect information. And so, as always, we are continuing our study of the book. We're coming to the end of it.
Yeah.
Baha'u'llah and the New Era. Baha'u'llah and the New Era. I'm going to hold that up for anyone. My book is a little worse for wear, but Baha'u'llah and the New Era. And we're on chapter, excuse me, 15. And we're starting out, what did you say? The section of the
The
administrative order?
administrative order.
You know, I got to say this, and I've said this before. One of the things that I think for some people, you know, when we think of religion and spirituality, a lot of times I think we put the emphasis on the mystical part of it all, you know, mysticism and so forth. And, you know, we like to believe and do believe that prayer works, that prayer helps us solve problems, and, you know, that the manifestations of God, you know, they have special power and so forth and so on. And all of this, of course, is we believe to be 100% true. But one of the main things, maybe even the main thing, that every manifestation of God, including Baha'u'llah, Jesus, Muhammad, Krishna, the Buddha, what they did that was so important, among other things, was they brought guidance from God to tell us how to live and how to create what Baha'u'llah refers to as an ever advancing civilization,
Civilization.
a society that is within certain parameters and that operates under certain standards for the good of mankind. But when we start applying this guidance, if we apply it, it often is in ways that, you know, that's where the practicality comes in. You know, we might get the guidance in ways that are truly mystical, but the application becomes practical. And so when we start reading about things like, you know, how the trappings of this faith, shall we say,
Mhm.
it starts sounding just very practical. And that indeed is what attracts a lot of people to the Baha'i faith is it just makes sense. But I think the other side of that is for those people that want problems to be solved with nothing but a bend of the knee and, you know, putting our hands together and praying and stopping with our thoughts and prayers. That's all we got to do.
Mm.
No, that's not enough. That's where the practicality comes in. And so what you all read last week, what we've been reading a lot, is the practical application to these everyday issues that are just a part of everyday life so that we can create for mankind a very positive way, a positive society that serves mankind while still being within the guidelines, shall we say, while still following the precepts that God has set forth through His manifestation. But
Spiritual
yeah,
precepts.
exactly. So,
Yes.
but when we get to the practical application, I think sometimes we lose people because wait a minute, okay, it sounds real good, but that means we got to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like I've heard said several times in different Baha'i gatherings, and I'm sorry for going on so long, but it's, you know, God gives us the plan for creating, you know, God's kingdom here on earth. The problem is, or the challenge is, it's a do-it-yourself plan. You know, I've heard so many people say that. It's like, here's the information, but you have to do it yourself.
Right.
You know. So anyway, sorry for going on so long. You know, I'll do that again sometime in the future. Okay.
I do know that.
Okay.
I anticipated it, as a
Okay.
matter of
Okay.
fact.
Okay.
All right. So we're starting with the administrative order.
Okay.
It has been the general characteristic of religion that organization marks the interruption of the true spiritual influence and serves
Mm.
to prevent the original impulse from being carried into the world. The organization has invariably become the substitute for religion rather than a method or an instrument used to give the religion effect. The separation of peoples into different traditions, unbridged by any peaceful or constructive intercourse, has made this inevitable. Up to the present time, in fact, no founder of a revealed religion has explicitly laid down the principles that should guide the administrative machinery of the faith he has established.
Oh.
I'm going to repeat that. Up to the present time, in fact, no founder of a revealed religion has explicitly laid down the principles that should guide the administrative machinery of the faith he has established.
Hmm.
In the Baha'i cause, the principles of world administration were expressed by Baha'u'llah, and these principles were developed in the writings of Abdul Baha, more especially in his will and testament. The purpose of this organization is to make possible a true and lasting unity among the peoples of different races, classes, interests, characters, and inherited creeds. A close and sympathetic study of this aspect of the Baha'i cause will show that the purpose and method of Baha'i administration is so perfectly adapted to the fundamental spirit of the revelation that it bears to it the same relationship as body to soul.
Mm.
In character, the principles of Baha'i administration represent the science of cooperation. In application, they provide for new and higher type of morality worldwide in scope. Excuse me. A Baha'i community differs from other voluntary gatherings in that its foundation is so deeply laid and broadly extended that it can include any sincere soul. A Baha'i community differs from other voluntary gatherings in that its foundation is so deeply laid and broadly extended that it can include any sincere soul.
Hang on,
Whereas,
hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Could you read that sentence again, please?
for a third time, yes.
Please.
A Baha'i community differs from other voluntary gatherings in that its foundation is so deeply laid and broadly extended that it can include any sincere soul.
Okay. I mean, I did need you to read it again, but it was that any sincere soul. That's pretty important to me. And there was that it kind of connects with something you said earlier, something you read earlier, and I cannot find it. I'm having a senior moment here.
Okay,
But
yeah, let me connect it for you. The purpose and method of Baha'i administration is so perfectly adapted to the fundamental spirit of the revelation that it bears to it the same relationship as body to soul.
okay, we'll go with that. Okay,
Okay.
I'm I'm not sure that, but uh, it's the emphasis on any sincere soul, sincere, and I interpret that, just me again. I always have to come back. I have no authority. I'm thinking unbiased and without any hidden agenda. The person who really wants to become a part of this endeavor. It does take a certain amount of real sincerity. Again, no hidden agendas, no, oh, I've got this worldview of my own and I think this kind of fits in it instead of fitting myself into this already created system that is brought to us by the manifestation of God. It's just that I think that sometimes there are those people who may be attracted to certain aspects of this faith because it does in certain ways line up with their worldview. And they may have, again, certain well intended uh, objectives of their own. And then when they find out that, wait a minute, this really is a well organized system that I have to make myself a part of rather than taking that system and somehow kind of taking the bits and pieces that I like and putting it into my own little conceived way of thinking. It's just that, again, you have to. We all come with a certain amount of baggage, I guess I should say, whether you come from a spiritual place or just whatever. But there's a point where we have to put our baggage aside and become again sincere in our acceptance of this system, this again this preordained system. And I think that just that word, any sincere soul, it's kind of easy to get past it, but it's pretty important. I mean, you have to really have a high amount of sincerity in wanting to become a part of this faith.
True.
Yeah.
Whereas, excuse me, whereas other associations are exclusive in effect, if not in intention, and from method, if not from ideal, Baha'i association is inclusive, shutting the gates of fellowship to no sincere soul.
Ah.
Shutting the gates of fellowship to no
No
sincere soul.
sincere
Again,
soul.
the term sincere.
Hmm.
In every gathering, there is talent or developed some basis of selection.
That is
In
latent.
religion,
Latent.
latent or developed some basis of selection. In religion, this basis is a creed limited by the historical nature of its origin. In politics, this is party or platform. In economics, this is mutual misfortune or mutual power. In the arts and sciences, this basis consists of special training or activity or interest. In all these matters, the more exclusive the basis of selection, the stronger the movement, a condition diametrically opposed to that existing in the Baha'i cause.
Okay, I got to stop you again. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
The way this started reading to me, I thought this was saying that, well, I don't know, it's kind of hard to articulate, but at first it sounded like these things were, in certain ways, kind of positive. It says, okay, yeah, Baha'i Association is inclusive, shutting the gates of fellowship to no sincere soul. But then in those next paragraphs, when it says in every gathering, I thought it was, I inferred every Baha'i gathering. But
No,
that's not what
every
it's
gathering.
saying. In every other kind of gathering,
Right.
in every gathering, there is latent or developed some basis of selection. Okay, it's not necessary. In religion, this basis is a creed limited by the historical nature of its origin, and it's one of the things that keeps people of various religions apart. Well, the history of your religion is different from mine. I'm on this team. You're on
Yeah.
that team. In politics, this is party or platform. We already
Yeah.
know that. Okay. In economics, this is mutual misfortune or mutual power. In the arts and sciences, basis consists of special training or activity or interest. I hate to just reread what you just read, but
Yeah.
it's just in all these matters, the more exclusive the basis of selection, the stronger the movement. A condition, all those things that were listed, and then it ends with a condition diametrically opposed to that existing in the Baha'i cause. So those things that we take for granted in all those other endeavors, what this is saying is, or seems to be saying is, don't bring that stuff in here because this is not what this is about.
It's because all of those things are exclusive, and the
Yes.
Baha'i cause is inclusive,
Yes.
and that's the major difference.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hence, the cause, for all its spirit of growth and progress, develops slowly as regards the numbers of its active adherents. For people are accustomed to exclusiveness. People are accustomed to exclusiveness and division in all affairs. The important sanctions have ever been warrants and justifications of division. To enter the Baha'i movement is to leave these sanctions behind,
Mm.
an experience which at first invariably opposes one to new trials and sufferings. It exposes one to new trials and sufferings as the human ego revolts against the supreme sanction of universal love.
Please read that again, please. From to enter.
To enter the Baha'i movement is to leave these sanctions behind, an experience which at first invariably opposes
Or
one
exposes.
exposes I'm sorry, invariably exposes one to new trials and sufferings as the human ego revolts against the supreme sanction of universal love.
Mm. You can't just talk the talk.
Gotta walk the walk.
Oh my goodness. This paragraph alone, I mean, I can personally attest to. I mean, think about some of our gatherings here. So many people come from such extremely diverse backgrounds, extremely diverse. And I
Yep.
think to a large extent, maybe I shouldn't speak in such general terms, but I think it's quite the norm that we probably come even without being conscious of it with our own preconceived notions based on our personal life experience. This is what, let's say, this is what a religious program should consist of. This is the language that should be used. This is the way people should dress. This is the way you should sit when you pray, and so forth. And yet, you come to these gatherings and you have to put a lot of those preconceived notions aside because this faith attracts such a diverse group of people, even here on the local level, that it becomes both a joy and at other times even a challenge
Of course.
because we have to maintain that inclusivity. We have to
That's right.
maintain that while it's still, of course, adhering to the precepts and standards of the faith. We have to work towards unity, and that requires, or that at least assumes, inclusivity. And frankly, I've never heard it stated as articulately as it was in this paragraph. I absolutely love what it just said. Leave those sanctions behind. There's a song.
The scientific must associate with the simple and unlearned, the rich with the poor, the white with the colored, the mystic with the literalist, the Christian with the Jew, the Muslim with the Parsi, and on terms removing the advantage of long established presumptions and privileges.
Mm.
I need to read that again.
Please, I wasn't going to say it because I said I'm slowing you down so much, but
the, the scientific must associate with the simple and unlearned, the rich with the poor, the white with the colored, the mystic with the literalist, the Christian with the Jew, the Muslim with the Parsi, and on terms removing the advantage of long established presumptions and privileges.
mm, wow. And you know what? It's easy to read, can be a
Harder
challenge
to
to do.
do,
Yeah,
much
can be.
harder to
Yeah,
do,
yeah, yeah. Got to leave that baggage at the door.
of course.
Yeah.
But for this difficult experience, there are glorious compensations. Let us remember that art grows sterile as it turns away from the common humanity, that philosophy likewise loses its vision when developed in solitude, and that politics and religion never succeed apart from the general needs of mankind.
Mm?
Human nature is not yet known, for we have all lived in a state of mental, moral, emotional, or social defense. And the psychology of defense is the psychology of inhibition. The psychology of defense is the psychology of inhibition. But the love of God removes fear. The removal of fear establishes the latent powers, and association with others in spiritual love brings these powers into vital, positive expression. A Baha'i community is a gathering where this process can take place in this age, slowly at first, as the new impetus gathers force, more rapidly as the members become conscious of the powers unfolding the flower of unity among men.
Wow. That is,
Beautiful.
yes, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I like that line where it says, well, at the beginning of the paragraph, art grows sterile as it turns away from the common humanity. Philosophy likewise loses its vision when developed in solitude.
Yep.
And politics and religion never succeed apart from the general needs of mankind.
Time for a song.
It would take a very big bumper, but I would love that on a bumper sticker. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know how this drum machine is going to sound, so I may have to adjust it once I start it. Oh, I know that's not loud enough for me. There we go. Do you think that's too loud?
It's okay.
Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. This is Abdul Baha. And Nothing is too much trouble where there is love. Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. There is always, always time. So I know your days get busy, your nights can be so long, can make your head get dizzy when things keep going wrong. But there's a heavenly power to always pull you through. That's the power of love sent down for me and you. 'Cause where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. And nothing is too much trouble where there is love. Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. There is always, always time. Sometimes your problems pile up so high, makes you just wanna leave. Clouding up your crystal blue sky and making it hard to believe. That's when it's time to remember that love is waiting for you. Hold on until the darkness is gone and love comes shining through. 'Cause where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. And nothing is too much trouble where there is love. Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. There is always, always time. Nothing is too much trouble. And nothing is too much trouble when there is love. Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. There is always, always time. So remember, make time for love. Take time for love. Make time for love. 'Cause where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. And nothing is too much trouble where there is love. Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble. There is always, always time. Yes, there is always, always time. Yes, there is always, always time. I said that was Abdul Baha. I mean, that phrase, where there is love, nothing is too much trouble and there is always time. That's Abdul Baha. The rest of it, we kind of embellished. I know your days get busy, your nights can be so long, and so forth. Yeah. I haven't done that song in a while. There was a couple of times I'm like, I'm half a beat behind. I gotta catch up. I caught up.
Cool.
So, I guess we'll continue.
Sure.
And I know this is usually where I pick up, but
Yeah.
I'm
Go
trying to
for it.
remember where
Go
you.
for it. The
Unity among men, for
the
more
re-
rapidly as the members become. Okay. Oh,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
responsibility for.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to read the previous sentence. A Baha'i community is a gathering where this process can take place in this age, slowly at first, as the new impetus gathers force, more rapidly as the members become conscious of the powers unfolding, the flower of unity among men. The responsibility for and supervision of local Baha'i affairs, is vested in a body known as the Spiritual Assembly. This body, which is limited to 9 members, is elected annually on April 21st, the first day of Rizwan. And Rizwan is the festival commemorating the declaration of Baha'u'llah. So, okay, this body is elected annually on April 21st by the adult declared believers of the community, the voting list being drawn up by the outgoing spiritual assembly. This is a very open process. Concerning the character and functions of this body, Abdul Baha has written as follows, and that body again being the spiritual assembly. Abdul Baha has written as follows: it is incumbent upon everyone, every believer, not to take any step of Baha'i activity without consulting the spiritual assembly. Now, I'm going to read that again because he said any step of Baha'i activity. Okay, it's not like they micromanage your life. All righty. It is incumbent upon everyone, every believer, not to take any step of Baha'i activity, that's in brackets, without consulting the spiritual assembly. And they must assuredly obey with heart and soul its bidding, and be submissive unto it, that things may be properly ordered and well arranged. Otherwise, every person will act independently and after his own judgment, will follow his own desire, and do harm to the cause. The prime requisites for them that take counsel together are purity of motive, radiance of spirit, detachment from all else save God, attraction to his divine fragrances, humility and lowliness amongst his loved ones, patience and long suffering in difficulties, and servitude to his exalted threshold. Should they be graciously aided to acquire these attributes, victory from the here comes the mysticism. Should they be graciously aided to acquire these attributes, the victory from the unseen kingdom of Baha shall be vouchsafed unto them. Words of Abdul Baha. In this day, assemblies of consultation are of the greatest importance and of vital necessity. Obedience unto them is essential and obligatory. The members thereof must take counsel in such wise that no occasion for ill feeling or discord may arise. This can be attained when every member expresseth with absolute freedom his own opinion, and must on no account feel hurt for naught until matters are fully discussed. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. This can be attained when every member expresseth with absolute freedom his own opinion, and must on no account feel hurt, for not until matters are fully discussed can the right way be revealed. The shining spark of truth cometh forth only after the clash of differing opinions. If after discussion a decision be carried unanimously, well and good, but if the Lord forbid differences of opinion should arise, a majority of voices should prevail. The first condition, the first condition is absolute love and harmony amongst the members of the assembly. They must be wholly free from estrangement, and must manifest in themselves the unity of God, for they are the waves of one sea, the drops of one river, the stars of one heaven, the rays of one sun, the trees of one orchard, the flowers of one garden. Should harmony of thought and absolute unity be non existent, that gathering shall be dispersed, and that assembly be brought to naught. That's the first condition. The second condition, they must, when coming together, turn their faces to the kingdom on high and ask aid from the realm of glory. Discussions must all be confined to spiritual matters that pertain to the training of souls, the instruction of children, the relief of the poor, the help of the feeble throughout all classes in the world, kindness to all peoples, the diffusion of the fragrances of God, and the exaltation of His holy word. Should they endeavor to fulfill these conditions, the grace of the Holy Spirit shall be vouchsafed unto them, and that assembly shall become the center of the divine blessings. The hosts of divine confirmation shall come into their aid, and they shall day by day receive a new effusion of spirit. That is the spiritual assembly, that is the governing body on the local level. And we have the local spiritual assembly, there is the national spiritual assembly, and of course, the Universal House of Justice. Um, are you on the spiritual assembly in your community, Daryl?
4 years.
Yeah, me too. And I got to tell you, I'm going to read this paragraph over and over again. It really does clearly point out how important this position of being on a spiritual assembly is, because we need to always, once again, not always, but once again, this is an opportunity to remind people that in the Baha'i faith, we don't have clergy. There's no one person above everybody else telling everyone what to do.
True.
Okay. At the local level and at the national level, there are spiritual assemblies, elected members that work, that do the work of the community at the local and at the state level, and there are other committees and so forth in between those levels. But yeah, the task is such an important one. And I'm again talking too much. Uh, you're so kind not to point it out. At this time, this is always the time that we like to have anyone who would like to share a verse of your prayer, of your choosing, or a prayer, or even a song. This is that time, and we usually start with our Andy Murphy moment. Is Andy with us? I don't see him there in the Zoom. I don't believe he's there. Uh, but anyone who would like to share a prayer or reading at this point, and that is even here in the room with us or anyone on Zoom, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Or a prayer for those.
Aloha, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We can't hear you, Terry.
I don't think you started
muted?
yet.
Can you hear me?
Oh, no, we can't hear you.
We cannot hear you.
No.
Uh-oh, you can't hear me?
And he's not muted either, I don't think.
I don't.
Hello?
No, I don't
Testing,
believe he's not muted. But please go ahead and share your prayer, even if we can't hear you. I don't know if other people elsewhere can hear you.
Okay. All right. Praise be to thee, O Lord my God. I implore thee by thy name that have caused to surge within every drop the oceans of thy loving kindness and mercy, and to shine within every atom the luminaries of thy bountiful blessings and favors. I implore thee to adorn every soul with the ornament of thy love, that none may remain on thine earth who have not turned towards thee, or have failed to detach himself from all else except thyself. Thou hast verily, O my God, suffered him who is the manifestation of thine own self to be afflicted with all manner of adversity, in order that thy servants may ascend unto the pinnacle of thy gracious favor, and to attain unto that which thou hast through thy providence and tender mercies ordained for them in the tablets of thine irrevocable decree. The glory of thy might beareth me witness, were they at every moment of their lives to offer up themselves as a sacrifice in thy path, they would still have done but little in comparison with the manifold bestowals vouchsafed unto them by thee. Grant therefore, I beseech thee, that their hearts may be inclined towards thee, and that their faces may be turned in the direction of thy good pleasure. Powerful art thou to do what thou willest. No God is ever thee, the inaccessible, thou glorious, the ever forgiving. Deign then to accept, O my God, from thy servant the things which he hath shown forth in his love for thee. Fortify him then, that he may cling to thy most exalted word, and to unloose his tongue to celebrate thy praise, and to cause him to be gathered unto such of thy people as are nigh unto thee. Thou art he who is within whose grasp is the empire of all things. There is no God but thee. the Almighty, the help in peril, the all glorious, the unconstrained. And that was from the tablets of Baha'u'llah.
Thank you so much, Terry. Turns out the problem was on our end, but we did hear most of your prayer. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right. Excellent.
And we have Mike here, who looks like he's getting ready to say a prayer for us. Mm-hmm.
Revealed to the Baha'is of the southern states. O my God, O my God, thou seest me in my lowliness and weakness, occupied with the greatest undertaking, determined to raise thy word among the masses and to spread thy teachings among the peoples. How can I succeed unless thou assist me with the breath of the Holy Spirit? Help me to triumph by the hosts of thy glorious kingdom, and shower upon me thy confirmations, which alone can change a gnat into an eagle, a drop of water into rivers and seas, and an atom into lights and suns. O my Lord, assist me with thy triumphant and effective might, so that my tongue may utter thy praises and attributes among all people, and my soul overflow with the wine of thy love and knowledge. Thou art the omnipotent, omnipotent, and the doer of whatsoever thou willest.
Thank you, Mike. Is there anyone else who would like to share? Mm-hmm. Sue, did you want to share a prayer? Mm-hmm.
Make firm our steps, O Lord, in thy path, and strengthen thou our hearts in thine obedience. Turn our faces toward the beauty of thy oneness, and gladden our bosoms with the sign of thy divine unity. Adorn our bodies with the robe of thy bounty, and remove from our eyes the veil of sinfulness, and give us the chalice of thy grace, that the essence of all beings may sing thy praise before the vision of thy grandeur. Reveal then thyself, O Lord, by thy merciful utterance and the mystery of the divine being, that the holy ecstasy of prayer may fill our souls, a prayer that shall rise above words and letters and transcend the murmur of syllables and sounds, that all things may be merged into nothingness before the revelation of thy splendor. Lord, these are servants that have remained fast and firm in thy covenant and thy testament, that have held fast unto the cord of constancy in thy cause, and clung to the hem of the robe of thy grandeur. Assist them, O Lord, with thy grace, confirm them with thy power, and strengthen their loins in obedience to thee. Thou art the pardoner, the gracious.
Thank you, Sue. Is there anyone else who would like to share? Well, then, it is at this time, as always, that we like to point out that this is not just a couple of guys that decided they were going to, do this regular Sunday program. This is a joint community effort, and we've been doing this, I don't know, for a few years now. Yeah, but for all those years, we've had support from other people from various Baha'i communities, and for which we are quite grateful. We're especially always, every once in a while, at least need to point out that we're very appreciative of the support from the Clearwater Baha'is, who allow them to, of course, stream on their website. And we're here using the Clearwater Baha'i Center here in Clearwater, Florida. And if there's anyone who's interested in getting more information about this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful faith, the Baha'i faith, there are a variety of websites, a variety of sources you can consult, but there are several that we always like to recommend. And what are they, Daryl?
They are www.baha'i.org, www.baha'i.us, www.bahaiteachings.org, or if you don't have to be in this area, but you can also go to the Clearwater Baha'i website at www.clearwaterbaha'is.org.
Yes. And again, while there are certainly other websites and so forth, and but those are those we recommend them because they are recommended by the Universal House of Justice. I mean, they have the approval, the support of the Universal House of Justice. There are these, but these have been long standing, and that's one reason we like to recommend them. Yeah. Sue, did you have your hand up? Oh, you didn't have your hand up. I thought your hand was up. Okay. Um, anything else you want to say, Daryl?
Of course. I'd like to say that if you happen to be one of those people in this world who is loved, then you are a truly, truly blessed person. And if you want to improve conditions in the world, I don't care where you are, who you are, you can do something that is so simple and so smart and won't cost you a dime to improve the conditions of the world. And all it's really, really stupidly simple. All you have to do is share that love. And I guarantee you that the rest of the world will not only feel it, but they'll know that they live in a better place, in a better world. Please, just share the love.
Oh, people of justice, be as brilliant as the light and as splendid as the fire that blazed in the burning bush. The brightness of the fire of your love will no doubt fuse and unify the contending peoples and kindreds of the earth. Whilst the fierceness of the flame of enmity and hatred cannot but result in strife and ruin, we beseech God that he may shield his creatures from the evil designs of his enemies. He verily hath power over all things. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Oh, let your vision be world embracing. Be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Watch over yourselves, for the evil one is lying in wait, ready to entrap you. Gird yourselves against his wicked devices, and led by the light of the name of the all-seeing God, make your escape from the darkness that surroundeth you. Let your vision be world embracing, rather than confined to your own self. These are the words of Baha'u'llah. Be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let Let your vision be worth embracing. Have yourselves a good week, folks. We hope to see you back here next week. It's so good to see you folks here in the room, too. Always, always, always. So, yeah, have a great week, folks. Take care.
Take care. Allow up.